Ah yes, a tale as old as time. Boy meets girl, girl won't put out. Hot teacher arrives, boy shags teacher, girl finds out, boy dumps teacher, teacher kills boy, and girl is arrested.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this is 2013's Dirty Teacher. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
I covered this one about 18 months ago, but it got blocked. So if you're one of my original subscribers, or you've signed up to my Patreon, which helps to support the channel for just $3 a month, links in the description, thanks, you'd have seen an earlier version of this, but I've added some stuff and made some improvements, so hope you enjoy it anyway.
Thank you.
Right, this is Jamie and she's the main character.
Hi.
She's just a normal kid at stock footage high school, and this is her boyfriend, Danny. Danny wants to have sex with Jamie, but Jamie's not ready. This morning, Jamie's going to see her teacher, Mrs. Cohen, who's about to go on maternity leave. They talk about what a good student Jamie is and how she's got a really good chance of getting a college scholarship. Mrs. Cohen's replacement will be Miss Matson, who's currently being shown around stock footage high by the principal. The most important thing at this school is the baseball team, so better make sure Miss Matson sees them training. Hang on, what's this? Yeah, Miss Matson's already got her eye on Jamie's boyfriend, Danny. Later that day, we meet Jamie's parents. Her dad's recently been laid off and sits in front of the TV all day getting drunk. They're so poor now, they've had to spunk Jamie's college fund. Danny's family, on the other hand, are really rich, and Danny's dad owns the business that made Jamie's dad redundant. Jamie and Danny must have a pretty strong relationship to survive something like that. Cut to Miss Matson, who's remembering how her foster mum used to call her a sad, ugly freak. But there's no time for that because her first class is just about to start. And look who's in the class, Jamie and Danny. Yeah, Miss Matson's not even attempting to hide the fact that she's into Danny, and this hasn't gone unnoticed by Jamie. At this point, she must be thinking it's time to start putting out.
Yes.
Miss Matson wastes no time in offering Danny some extra help after class. He needs to get his grades up in order to stay on the baseball team. And Danny's parents have some ridiculous idea that Danny's getting into Stanford, even though he's thick as shit. So he's going to need a lot of help. Miss Matson's like, come round to mine on Thursday night. And he's like, sorry, I can't. It's mine and Jamie's 1-year anniversary dinner. Oh, that's a shame. But they exchange numbers anyway so they can work something out later. While that's going on, Jamie gets a call from her mum who tells her that her dad's drunk again and about to go round to Danny's parents' house to shout at them. So Jamie goes round to try and stop him. But oh no, it's too late.
I think it's time you went home, Stephen.
To what? To my house?
Yes, to your house. Meanwhile, Miss Matson is remembering how she killed her foster mum. The next day at school, Miss Matson's handing back the homework and Jamie's got a C.
What?
Yeah.
Danny, on the other hand, has done much better.
Really?
This is the first time Jamie's ever got a C, and she can't have this because she needs top grades to get her scholarship.
Oh no!
Jamie asks Miss Matson if there's anything she can do to get her grade up, and she's like, yeah, just submit another paper for tomorrow. But oh no, that would mean working on the paper tonight. And tonight's supposed to be her and Danny's anniversary dinner. What will she do? Well, she tells Danny she has to cancel, and he's angry. Luckily, he has a better option. He's going for dinner with Miss Matson. Back at Jamie's, her mum is shouting at her dad for drinking all day and racking up credit card debts.
What do you want me to do?
Maybe stop drinking and racking up credit card debt. Jamie can't focus on her paper while all this is going on downstairs, so she calls Danny. But he's at a Chinese restaurant with Miss Matson having his first beer. So he rejects her call and tells Miss Matson how Jamie doesn't put out. Jamie is now calling all Danny's friends asking where he is, and none of them know. The next morning at school, Jamie's like, where were you last night, Danny? And he's like, I was at Trent's house. But she knows he wasn't at Trent's house. That night, they're at a party, and all Danny can think about is Miss Matson. But Jamie approaches him and apologises to him for bailing on their anniversary dinner, then leads him up to the bedroom to make it up to him. Now, Jamie and Danny have been together for over a year, so you'd think it was safe for Danny to assume that they'd be having sex, wouldn't you?
Obviously.
Wrong.
What?
As soon as he starts trying to get her pants off, she gets angry.
Danny, stop. I said stop!
So understandably, Danny walks out and starts messaging Miss Matson.
Good.
Miss Matson asks Danny if he can come round and fix her car. And he's like, yeah, why not? Clearly nothing's going on here. As Danny's coming to fix the car, Miss Matson makes sure it doesn't work. And oh look, Danny's fixed it. But oh no, his hands are dirty.
Ew.
Miss Matson's like, let's go inside and clean them, and then they bang. When Danny gets home, Jamie turns up at his house drunk, a bit like her dad did yesterday. She's like, are you seeing someone else? And he's like, go home, you absolute state. So Jamie drives home drunk. The next day at school, Jamie gets another C.
Oh my goodness.
Jamie's life is ruined. Not only does she think her boyfriend's cheating on her, but her mum's angry with her for drink driving, and she's got a C. Jamie decides to go and see Miss Matson about the C, but when she gets to her classroom, Danny's in there, and it's clear that something's going on. Over at Miss Matson's, Danny is telling her how disappointed his parents will be if he doesn't get into Stanford. I can only assume they're unaware that he's struggling to get the grades to stay on the high school baseball team. Miss Matson tells Danny that her foster mum overdosed on insulin when she was younger, but we already know that's not true. The next day at school, Jamie tries to talk to Danny, but he's like, sorry, I'm busy, I've got some errands to run for my mum.
Bullshit.
Jamie knows he's lying, so she follows him to Miss Matson's house. Jamie drives off, so Danny gets in his car and follows her back to her house.
It's not what you think.
Are you serious?
Yeah, come on, there's clearly been some sort of misunderstanding there.
You're having sex with our teacher.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly what's going on. He's like, okay, Jamie, but please don't tell my parents or they'll cut me off.
Poor thing.
I promised to end things with our teacher, and Jamie agrees. So now Danny's ignoring all Miss Matson's messages, and she's not taking this well at all. Then things get worse. The next day, Miss Matson tells Jamie she'll change her C to an A, but Jamie's like, I don't think so. You're not going to get away with this. Ooh. So it's time for some damage control. Miss Matson tells the principal that Jamie is really badly behaved and puts it down to her recent family problems.
What do you want me to do?
Danny promises Jamie that he's going to officially end things with Miss Matson tonight, so sends her a message asking her to meet him in a park. Miss Matson's like, good, time for some outdoor sex. But when she gets there, Danny gives her the bad news. Sadly, Miss Matson's not taking this well at all.
You're such a freak.
Oh dear, that's what her foster mum used to call her, and we know what happened to her. So he's dead. How is she going to get away with this? Well, she swipes some blood from his head, takes his phone and drags his body from the road. Then she goes around to Jamie's house, wipes the blood on the front of her car and dumps his phone in a dumpster. Then she goes to buy a cinema ticket for a movie that's almost finished.
Smart.
But what about her car? She takes it to this mechanic, Gino, who notices the blood. She's like, oh yeah, I hit a deer.
Yeah, right.
Even though he's pretty sure it's a human she's hit, he just charges her a bit extra for discretion. Danny's parents have already reported him missing to the useless Lifetime Police Department, so ULPD detectives Alan and Peters are on the case, and they find his phone in a dumpster and his body in the park. Jamie's mum tells Jamie the bad news about Danny, and they head to the police station, where they see Danny's parents, who accuse Jamie of killing Danny.
You ran over him with your car. Is that what you did?
No, it's not.
Jamie now has to tell the police all about Miss Matson and Danny.
So you never mentioned any of this to your family?
No,
Why not?
he didn't want me to.
When the detectives go to see Miss Matson, she totally denies the relationship. She's like, yeah, Jamie's had some behavioural problems recently. You can ask the principal. She knows all about it. And oh, look, she's got an alibi too. The cinema ticket. After interviewing others, the police are convinced that Jamie is the killer, so they get a warrant to search her house. They find the blood on the front of Jamie's car, and in the glove box, the prepaid cell phone Miss Matson was using to message Danny. So the police think that's Jamie's, and she's arrested. Her parents managed to bail her out and believe Jamie's story about Miss Matson being the killer. So as the ULPD won't do anything, it's going to be up to them.
What do you want me to do?
Jamie's mum goes into the school to question Miss Matson, but she's not giving anything away. So when she goes to a meeting, Jamie's mum swipes her car keys and searches her sat-nav history. She sees that she's recently been to have her car repaired. And when she gets to the body shop, Gina, the mechanic's like, no, sorry, don't remember anything about it. But when he's not looking, one of his employees tells Jamie's mum everything. Jamie's mum's like, good, you can tell the police. But she's like, no.
Okay.
When Miss Matson gets back to her car, she sees someone's been in there searching for the sat-nav history and starts panicking. Back at Jamie's house, her family's decided that the only way they can prove Jamie's innocent is by getting Miss Matson to confess. So that night, despite having an ankle tag, Jamie heads to Miss Matson's house and sets her phone to record.
That could backfire.
Yep.
Jamie is so bad at lying that Miss Matson immediately works out what she's up to and grabs the phone from her pocket. Jamie starts telling Miss Matson what a pathetic cradle snatcher she thinks she is, and this has tipped Miss Matson over the edge, so she grabs a knife.
Danny got what he deserved. And now you...
That's right, Jamie's ankle tag has alerted the ULPD, and Detective Allen has heard all of that.
Good.
He's like, okay, Miss Matson, please calm down while I turn my back on you and see if Jamie's okay.
What?
That never goes well.
You all right? You're not hurt or anything? Okay.
Miss Matson makes a run for it, but Jamie grabs Detective Allen's gun and chases her.
You don't know what to do with a gun.
That loud noise has woken Detective Allen, so Miss Matson is arrested and everyone's really happy. At an unspecified time later, we find out that Jamie's dad has a new job.
At last.
What do you want me to do?
And look, something's arrived in the mail for Jamie.
We are happy to offer you admission to Whitendale University.
Whitendale? Wow, that's the best university in the Lifetime cinematic universe.
True.
But the mood quickly turns sour when Jamie sees kids being interviewed on TV about Miss Matson's trial.
Well, if she looks anything like that Miss Matson, hell yeah, I'd let her have her way with me.
Guys will be guys.
And Jamie's not the only one who's seen that interview. Miss Matson's seen it too.
That's sweet.
And that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.